shut down this road.
You paved my road without asking. Now nobody drives through.
I left for a 3-day livestock expo, and when I came back, my private gravel road was gone. In its place was a freshly paved black asphalt road, complete with painted curbs, decorative lampposts, and all the fancy touches you'd expect at the entrance of a rich suburban neighborhood. Nobody called me, nobody asked for permission. They just taped a smug little letter to my gate. It said, in accordance with community beautification standards, the road has been upgraded for the benefit of all residents. I'm not one of their residents. I own 53 acres of ranch land, and right behind it sits their polished whole neighborhood full of manicured lawns, pastel-colored houses, and imported palm trees that don't even belong in this climate. My side is real country. Dust, cattle, tractors, and hard land. Years ago, their whole president came to me and asked if the neighborhood could use my road as a shortcut into town. It saved them about 5 minutes on the way to the highway, and I agreed. No paperwork. No rent. No payment. Just a handshake. But while I was away, they crossed the line. They paved over my private road without permission and turned it into what looked like their own private boulevard. I was furious. But instead of reacting immediately, I stayed calm. Because they had forgotten one very important detail. That road was never public. It was mine. So that same night, I pulled out a heavy-duty cattle gate from my equipment shed, backed up my tractor, and bolted that steel gate straight across the road. 10 feet tall, locked tight. By sunrise, their shortcut was gone. A few hours later, my phone started blowing up. First the HOA secretary called. Then their lawyer. They all demanded the same thing. Open the gate. I told them they had trespassed, altered my property without consent, and from now on, they could take the long way around. The next morning, the HOA president, Linda, showed up in person wearing a pearl necklace and a fake smile. She looked at me and snapped, "You're blocking a public roadway." I calmly pulled out my property deed and survey maps and showed her the truth. This road is not public. It never was. You only used it because I allowed it. Not anymore. Then she threatened to sue me. Too late. By then, I had already filed a property destruction complaint with the sheriff and started a civil lawsuit for unauthorized alterations. I also sent drone footage of their construction work to the local news, along with the full story of how they paved over a rancher's private property without permission. By the third day, their own residents were furious. Not at me. At the HOA. The shortcut they loved so much had turned into a 20-minute detour, and people were not happy about it. By the end of the week, the HOA gave in. They offered to tear out the pavement, restore the gravel road, and even pay triple damages, but I said no. I told them if they wanted to keep their pretty little boulevard, they could do it under one condition. They had to sign a rental agreement and pay me $4,000 a month to use it, and if they missed even one payment, the gate would stay locked. They signed. They didn't really have a choice. Now every single month, I cash their check and drive my tractor right past their perfect little street, smiling to myself because their so-called upgrade turned into the most expensive shortcut in the entire county. If you enjoy stories about HOA drama, landowner revenge, and people getting exactly what they deserve, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment "Lock the Gate" for more stories like this.